How are you, my fans, sneak peepers, and curious friends? I am difficult and demanding. If you want to know my real name, then hold still, and I might bring your wish to fruition. Before we begin, you can find this podcast show in iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Blueberry, Google Play Music, TuneIn, YouTube, and Stitcher. Now, unlike the other people in your life, I actually care about what you think. So meet me halfway, take a tiny moment, and give my podcast and each episode a review rating. This is the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real, uncensored, and shooting straight between the eyes. The third eye, that is. I am going to hit you with explicit truth. This solo show is outrageously honest and keenly witty with a view into life. Yes, I said life. That's what we do every day when we wake up from sleeping. We are living life. Well, some of us at least. Moreover, I hope to provide you with gut-wrenching laughter and a touch of wisdom. Let's get something straight. Really, really straight. I am truly, actually, habitually, and shamelessly difficult and demanding, and I completely own it. Now, I don't ask for much because I expect and receive it all. I firmly believe that if you expect shit, you will receive shit. What does that mean? Well, it means expect nothing but the best and don't settle for less. As always, I, your host, Tara, am keeping it real and uncensored. Did you have a great week? Well, it's about to get even better. Allow me to unplug you from your life and dive all into episode 40 of the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast. Tell me what you think about. What do you daydream about? Tell me what you've never told anyone. I want to know about those dreams you've buried or given up on because you didn't kill the dream. Instead, you're killing yourself. What's desire? Is there a one-fits-all definition? If there isn't, then why do we live our life like there's only one way or no way at all? But what if I told you how to make yourself the most desirable version? Would you listen? Before I begin, I am going to do a call out. What's a call out? Well, it's not a shout out. I am calling out you motherfucking lurkers. If you have entered my world, then be honest with yourself about it. You want to be here, and you know I want you here, so follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Finally, climb aboard and enjoy the entire show, because I am giving you plenty of ridiculous honesty. Once the podcast episode ends, I am keeping it going on my Instagram page at Difficult and Demanding and on my Twitter page at Mrs. D&D. Do you believe in dreams? Do you believe dreams can come true? Oh, you think this is for children? Why is that? Aren't you allowed to have dreams as an adult? Or is it a terminology issue? Do you prefer the word wish? Do you like the word wishes? It doesn't matter what I say. You are not pleased. Why is that? Why is that, my love? What's wrong? You can tell me. Don't you know that? I can hold all of your secrets. I even know some of your secrets. Yes, I even know some secrets about you that you don't even know. Oh, now you're shook. Don't be. That's why you come back to me. And you keep coming back. Yes, I know it. And now you know I know it. It's all right. At least you know why you come back to me. Where else do you get to be you and be accepted? You know I only desire the true you. That's the only way you can be. That's the only way you can enter and stay in my world. Yes, everybody wants to be in my world, right? Are you going to admit it to me? You want to be in my world. It's like home. But you can only stay if you are honest with yourself and me. Now, I asked you a question. I actually asked you several. Do you have dreams? Do you still dream? Tell me your dreams. For those fools that don't know what I'm talking about, I'll tell you. I want to know your deepest desires. I want to know your heartfelt desires. Yes, those desires that pains your heart and soul. Those desires that seem so far away yet so close that you can taste it but you can't touch it. Have I struck a nerve? Good, very, very good. Please don't run. Don't run. Well, you can try. You can try, but you can't outrun or leave me. So, you might as well surrender to me and relax. I told you I am going to give you life. And at least try to give you your life. Yes, the life you are destined to live. How does that sound? Huh? How does that sound? So, are you here with me now? Are you here? Come to me. Come on, come to me. I want you here. And you know why. You know why? You know you want to be here. Let's get you nice and comfortable. Now, are you willing to try this again with me? Tell me what you think. Tell me, what do you daydream about? Tell me what you've never told anyone. Yes, those are the dreams I am talking about. Some of you have buried them away. Others have given up hope completely. Why? Why would you give up on yourself? Why have you given up on living your destiny, your life purpose, your bliss? Yes, you've lost hope and faith. Can we get it back for you? Can we try and find it? Do you want the spark back in your life, in your heart, in your soul? Have I piqued your interest? I hope so. A real dream, wish, prayer will never leave you. It will never leave you, no matter how hard you try, or bitter you become. You see, this is our starting point. You started listening to your head, and that's where you went wrong. Yes. If your heart has the dream, desire, wish, then why would you listen to something other than your heart? Listen to what I just said. If your heart holds the dream, desire, wish, then why would you listen to anything else but your heart? Your heart has all the information you need to get your wish. What do you think about that? Your head doesn't really know the secrets or omens needed to advance you toward your bliss. Have I fucked you up with that? Well, it's true. You're taking bad advice from a well-intentioned brain. But if you're not any closer to your wish, don't you think it's time to try something new? Are you willing and ready to shake things up with me? I'll be with you every step of the way. So what is a dream? A dream is something that is a cherished aspiration, ambition, or idea. Yes, that's what it is. It is also an unrealistic or self-deluding fantasy. What do you think about that? Two conflicting definitions for one word. One is positive, one is negative. It all depends on your perspective. Now, we all set out having these cherished aspirations, but as you encounter detours, obstacles, hindrances, challenges, self-doubt, then you move from having cherished aspirations to telling yourself that it's unrealistic and self-deluding. It's a fantasy. Now, why would you piss on yourself like that? Huh? Why would you piss on your dreams because you're being impatient? You knew damn well when you told yourself that you were deluding yourself with this fantasy, quote unquote fantasy. You know that when you did that, you killed a part of yourself, right? You sowed some seeds of bitterness, of doubt, of failure when you didn't need to. Why did you have to plant something that can grow into something beautiful that is sickening and deadening, all because you lack persistence and patience? Why would you do that to yourself? Why are you slowly cutting yourself off from the ankles all the way up, all because you lack persistence and patience? Are you living your dream life? Are you a part of it? Any of it? Some of it? None of it? Which one is it? Some of you have none of it. Some of you have some of it. But why don't you have all of it? Or you think that's unrealistic? Huh? You think that's setting expectations too high? The higher the expectations, the harder, the longer the fall. But you're not supposed to fall. That's what you're missing. You fall because you're taking advice from the wrong part of you. And that is why you have so less happiness in your life. That's why you're missing it. Because you're taking well-intentioned advice from something that doesn't know what the fuck is doing, because that heartfelt desire is not called a brain-felt desire. It's called a heartfelt desire for a reason. Do you understand? For a reason. Hint, hint, clue, clue. Got it? Do you know what your heartfelt desire looks like? Do you know what it is that pains your heart? Because if you don't know what it is, how the fuck you gonna find it and get it? That's another piece. We like to talk about all the things we want to achieve, what we want to do, but we never have a really motherfucking good plan of how the fuck we're gonna get there step by step. No, we think that shit's gonna blow in our motherfucking face and slap us across our goddamn face. And that's gonna be the signal, the true clue that this is your heartfelt desire. You see, a heartfelt desire is like a goddamn business plan, a life plan. You got to know what the fuck you're striving for, what you're aiming for. How you going to shoot a target if you don't know where the motherfucking target is? How you going to do it? And that's what a lot of us do. We have all these dreams and all this shit that we like to talk about what we want, what it's going to look like, what it's going to be like. But you can't talk about how the fuck you going to get the shit. You have no goddamn clue. Your body, your soul, your body and your soul is telling you what the fuck you need. You agree with it. But then you're taking advice from some shit that doesn't know what it's doing, which is your brain. And then when the going gets tough, you step away. Why you quit so fast? Why do you quit so fast? Why? You're quitting on yourself too damn fast. Are you willing, able, and ready to live your dream life? That's another question. We like to talk. And then when you have the opportunity to open the door to your dream, to your heart's desire, most of y'all will not walk through the door. Even more of you won't even turn the handle. Then you have more of you that won't even touch the fucking handle. And then most of you will stand there looking at the goddamn door. You let something I want come available. You let a door that I'm trying to come through crack a motherfucking size of an ant, and I'm busting through that son of a bitch. Do you understand? Your opportunities don't come around all the time. And if you're too scared to take that moment and run with it, you're not ready. You're a fucking dreamer. A dreamer with dreams. And matter of fact, you shouldn't be allowed to dream, because the point of a dream is to bring it into reality, manifest it to fruition, not live in a motherfucking clouds. Even the clouds exist. The clouds are doing better than you. So you have to really think about, am I willing, able, and ready to live the life of my dreams? Because that, with every decision, there's a price, there's a cost. Are you willing to pay the cost to be the fucking boss of your dreams? Are you willing to pay the cost to be the boss of living your dream life? Because either way you look at it, you're going to be the boss of one of your life. It's either going to be your fucking dream life or your fucking miserable life. But either way, you got to pay the cost to be the boss.
So if I got to pay the cost to be the boss, it might as well be some shit that I actually really motherfucking want instead of some shit that's subpar, substandard, not good for me, doesn't feed my soul. Do you understand? Do you understand? And what are you willing to do to have that shit? Yes. What the fuck are you willing to give up to get what the fuck you want? This is what the fuck I said, because a lot of people think you don't have to give up a motherfucking thing. No, it's give and take. I've told you before, it's about balance. Balance. You can't keep taking. You got to give something back. You got to pay back, because what you give back will go to the next best person who needs what the fuck you're giving. That is how it works. That is keeping movement. Everything keeps moving. You know what happens when water sits still? It becomes rancid. It becomes spoiled. It becomes contaminated. Even water, air, everything has to move. So if you think you're going to sit on your pretty ass and just receive and not give anything back in return, no. That is not how things work. There is a flow, there is a recipe, there is a rhythm to this world. And to get what you want, you got to understand this language, this rhythm. Are you willing to do what you need to do to have what you want? Because you really need to know. Because one thing you change over here will impact every other part of your life. So you need to be sure, you need to be very clear. Very clear. What are you willing to give away to have it? Yeah. You see, to get your dream life, sometimes you can choose what the fuck you give away. But most times, you don't have a choice. And you have to make peace with what you are going to give away or lose to have what it is that you desire. Yes, we all seem to think we can have our cake and eat it too. We can have our cake, but when it's time to give that cake up and get a new cake, you have to be willing to give that cake away so someone else can have that cake and you can get a new, better cake for you. We're too goddamn stingy. Yes, we are stingy and we don't understand how things work. When it's time to let go, you let go with ease so things can come to you with ease. But if you hold on longer to some shit than you're supposed to hold on to, that is when you start to have many problems, because you are stopping the flow of energy. Yeah, what happens when you crack open a dam? Yeah, water comes gushing, rushing out, flooding shit. You don't want to do that, because then you're fucking up the flow, and you're definitely fucking up your flow. And I don't believe in fucking up my flow. If I have abundance and things like that coming my way, rain on me, flood, avalanche on my motherfucking ass. And I'm going to say, what you need me to get rid of? You want me to get rid of that? I can get rid of that shit. As long as it's not my goddamn kids, I will toss anything I need to toss to get something better for me. Do you understand? I'll freely let it go, because I know if I give something up, something else better is coming in return. And you also have to have that line of thinking, that way of thinking. Once you have what you want, once you have it, will you cherish and appreciate it every day and most moments? That's another thing people do. They take shit for granted. You think once your dream comes true, whether it's wealth, fame, riches, success, you just think that, I'm entitled to that shit. Everyone gets that shit. It will keep coming and coming and coming, because these good days will last forever. Nothing lasts forever. So when you have something good and things are going well, you need to cherish, worship that, appreciate it every motherfucking second of every day. Because when you lose that appreciation, that understanding for what you have, then that means that is a true sign that you have outgrown it, and it's time to be given to someone else that can appreciate it. Life is about enjoyment, exhilaration, rejuvenation. It's not about fucking stale ass, complacent bullshit that we tolerate as humans because we're too fucking lazy to go after what we really want. We're too lazy. So when you get what you want, you cherish that shit. You appreciate it. I don't care if it's a person, place, or thing. You let it or whoever know that you value them, you appreciate them, and you are so fortunate and happy to have that in your life. Because with that attitude, that actually attracts more to you. Don't take something for granted that you actually wanted and you got. Don't take it for granted, Because you don't know the next time you may receive another motherfucking blessing. Because you are an ungrateful son of a bitch. So you don't want to be like that. You want to be grateful, not ungrateful. Not ungrateful. Are you not sure if you can truly treasure it though? Always? Yeah. You see, a lot of people, we lack discipline and consistency. We get comfortable. And when we get comfortable, we get entitled. We get entitled. We start looking at privileges. Yes, privileges as something that is just set in stone. It is. It will never go. All your blessings are privileges. That shit can be here today and gone motherfucking tomorrow. Don't you understand? The only thing you're guaranteed is motherfucking life and death and possibly taxes. That's the only guarantee you have. You have life and you have death. So whatever you have in between all that, you should be clicking your heels like Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz, stomping your feet and twirling around like a motherfucking fairy princess because you are so happy that you have this shit. You have to change your outlook on life and realize I am guaranteed life and death. So all the gifts you have, you should just be so joyous for the life that you have and the life that you live. That's something for you guys to think about. Cherish what the fuck you have. Don't take that shit for granted. It's a privilege, not something you're entitled to. It's a privilege. So don't get that shit twisted. Don't get it twisted. If it was in your face, your dream, hope, wish, desire, what would you do? Something to think about. Would you be shocked? Would you be scared? What would you do? Because I know my crazy ass, I would be pounce. You won't have a chance to get it out the motherfucking packaging, out the car. I am up. Thank you very much. Up. Thank you very much. Did I mention? Thank you very much. I don't waste time because time waits for no fucking man or woman. And I know that the long, hard way. Let something come available that I want. Let it be in front of my sight. Back sight, side sight, peripheral sight, whatever. I'm going for it. Opportunities don't come around every motherfucking day. And I know when it's in your face, one way or another, you grab that shit, you grab it because you may not ever get it again. So guys, you need to get your shit straight to figure out what you want, because when you see it, you need to be ready to get it. Because you don't get it, I'm going to get it. Do you understand? So why do people talk the talk but can't walk the walk? And I've already mentioned this. They can't deal with the change. Even a blessing can have a huge impact on your life and cause you to lose people in your life, get new people in your life. It changes so many different things, and people don't like change. So they'd rather stick with the status quo than to make some necessary changes to live a very beautifully abundant, blissful life. Don't be scared of change. Change is a part of life. We're changing every moment, every day. Embrace it. Embrace that shit. Ride the wave. You're missing out on so much. Ride the wave. Are you a dream catcher or a dream chaser? Well, for those of you who are paying attention, you would know that a dream catcher is a person who walks the walk. And a dream chaser is a person that talks the talk. You need to determine which one you are. Are you a dream catcher or a dream chaser? Chasing shit means you'll never have it. You'll always be in a state of scarcity and wanting and lack, which means you're probably motherfucking miserable. But if you're a person who gets what you want and you know you will get it eventually, that changes the game. That changes who you are and what comes into your life. So I can't answer that question for you, but I'll tell you this. I'm not a motherfucking chaser. I'm not a window shopper either. When I go to fucking buy, I buy. And when I catch, guess what the fuck I do? I catch that shit. I don't drop it. I catch it and I hold the fuck on to it. You determine which one you are. How are you going to feed your heart's desire if you aren't willing to grab your dream when it's in front of you? Yeah. What do you do when you decide to pass up on your dream? How do you take care of that heartfelt desire? What do you do with it? How do you handle it? A lot of you people become miserable and bitter. You become haters, and you try to stop other people from achieving their goals and their dreams. And that's some foul ass shit. Because if you were too scared to get what the fuck that was given to you, why you have to get in someone else's way? When they don't have that same fear. Live and let live. If that's the life you chose, that's the life you chose. Live that life. Live that life. But don't hinder someone else because you're fucking scared. Don't contaminate someone else because you're a fucking coward. Be a coward and be proud. I told you, I don't care what you are as long as you're honest about it and you stand in your truth. So if you say difficult and demanding, you know what? I am a dream chaser. I am a coward. I will talk about what it would be like to live my dream. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to grab it if it comes available because I don't want to change. I am scared of change. You know what I would say? I have tremendous respect for you. Thank you for being honest with me. And thank you for just showing great courage and speaking your truth. I would respect you. I may not agree with you, but I have nothing but respect with you because you're honest and you're self-aware. So you can't get rid of your heartfelt desire. And you think you can get rid of it by burying it? No, that doesn't work. It's going to come back and it's going to haunt you. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You can't get rid of it until you take care of it. But you choose how you want to live your life. Do you know that you have, I mentioned this, to change something in your life, whether you are dream chasing or dream catching? Yes, there's always some variation of change to some degree or magnitude. You can't avoid change. And even if all your wishes come true, that is going to change your life, your social dynamics, everything that you do. So you have to be willing to pay that bill for something you want. Whatever it is, you got to be able to stand the fuck up and handle it. And if you aren't ready to handle it, then you're not ready for your blessing. And you should dream about some shit that you can actually do and make happen instead of reaching beyond what you're capable of. What if living your dream required you to do or appear to be something that is forbidden or taboo? Yes. Sometimes your heart speaks to you and it's available and it's going to cause you to do some shit that basically is frowned upon, not one of the social norms in society. And you may be labeled and judged with some words and things that you never thought that you would even have to consider. But you're willing to deal with it because the benefits of what you desire, your heartfelt desire, is so much that you're willing to take those cuts from people. You're willing to take those judgments from people because what you've gained outweighs all that shit. So you need to think about that. Things that you're doing to achieve your happiness and bliss, it may be perceived as wrong. And the key word is perceived. And you can't change people's minds. People like juicy shit. So whatever you do, there's a possibility that you may be labeled some shit that you never thought in your life that you would have to deal with. But then you got to think about the prize that you're getting and say, fuck all those motherfuckers. I don't care what you think, but look how happy I am. Sucker, don't you wish you were me? That's how I would handle it. Is it the right way? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares? This is what it is. People can always have their opinions. And opinions are like assholes. Like I told you before, what comes out of an asshole? Shit. Yep, that's what I said. That's what it is. Get over it. Get over it. Can you handle or stand strong in your bliss, even though you are being labeled or judged? I can't answer that for you. But it's something that you really have to consider before you reach out and grab. And you have a limited time frame anyway, a window of opportunity to get what it is. So you have some hard decisions to make in a short window of time. You need to make the best of it. But you have to be prepared to stand up. You may not be able to get a date because you got into this MBA program and now you're too damn smart to pick up a man. Whatever. But whatever it is your heartfelt desire, make sure you think everything through, the pros and cons, and try to maximize your chances of success and happiness. That is all you can do. But you have to know yourself really, really well. Really, really well. Did you know that just because someone says something or thinks something about you, it doesn't make it true? So while you're trying to decide whether you have the strength of character to stand in your truth and live your life of bliss, You also have to keep in mind that just because some people perceive some things about you and your situation, it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you can change their mind and convince them of something different. So you have to settle and become comfortable with the fact that just because someone says something doesn't make it true. And just because someone thinks something about you doesn't make it true either. So you got to be very strong. Living your dream life requires unbelievable amounts of clarity and courage. And if you lack either one of those, you might as well stop dreaming and just be happy with your complacent life. What matters most to you? Living your dream or making others happy with you? Again, what I tell you about is self-reflection. What's more important, what other people think or how you feel? I'm going to tell you what's important to me. I don't give a fuck what people think, because people think that shit changes. How I feel is the most important thing. So for those of you who are at a point in their life where you have a chance, an opportunity to live your dream, and you may be feeling alone, I just want to let you know that you're not alone, that I stand with you. You're not alone. And I will stand with all of those that stand in their truth with bold courage. We are one and the same. So all I ask is you be honest and truthful with yourself. And if you're doing that and you're doing you, you always have an ally with me. It's the fraud shit that I don't deal with. So this is the end to the come into my world segment. You have to determine if you are a dream catcher or a dream chaser. And then live your life accordingly. And understand that there's a price to any and everything you do. There's no escaping that. So once you figure out where you stand and what you want, go get what you wanted. Go get that shit. You got one life to live. Make the most of it. Don't sit by the sidelines and don't sit around fucking crying tears. Problems deserve solutions. They do not deserve years of tears. Do you understand? Now stick around for something in the news, and thank you for listening to this part. So I read an article, and that article was talking about desirability. And it says that a man's desirability peaks at the age of 50, and that a woman's desirability starts high at the age 18 and falls throughout their lifespan. Now, when I read this sounds like some straight up bull motherfucking shit. A man peaks at the age of 50, so his shit just keeps getting better and better and better. And at the age of 18, our shit starts to decline. And I'm trying to understand, how in the fuck is the man's shit going up and our stuff is going the hell down? And does it have something to do with our life choices, how we take care of ourselves? Like, why is there such a huge discrepancy? Now, I have to admit, I do like older men. But just because I am an older woman, middle-aged woman, how does my desirability fucking fall? It's not even falling flat. The shit is going into the motherfucking ground like RIP fucking dead for women. We peak at 18 years of age. Now, guys, I'm turning 41. By the time you listen to this episode, my birthday probably is 2 days past, okay? 2 days past by the time you get availability of this episode. So I'm 41, and they're trying to tell me or lead me to believe that my shit has peaked at the age of 18. When I think about who and what I was at the age of 18, I was young and pretty much motherfucking dumb. So if someone finds young and dumb highly attractive, then that's not a motherfucker that I should be dating. That is not a motherfucker I should be dealing with. Who in their right motherfucking mind wants to deal with someone with less intellect? Where's the stimulation? Where's the titillation? Where's the exhilaration? If all you want is a pretty motherfucking blow-up doll, you can go buy a motherfucking blow-up doll. Where's that human interaction connection? Or do you just want a motherfucking poodle following you to fuck around? Like, I'm trying to understand. How are we actually connecting? Because if a man peaks at 50 and a woman has peaked at the fucking age of 18, let's imagine a 50-year-old and an 18-year-old together. Now, unless their souls are the same motherfucking age, they really don't have much to talk about. He's her daddy. He's her daddy. And she is the motherfucking daughter who's being taught. So it's something to really think about. Like, what happens to us as women that we lose our appeal? Now, I can't speak for anyone else but myself, but what I will tell you is this. My shit has gotten better with age. Now, I don't know if it has to do with genetics or how I have taken care of myself, but I look younger now at the age of 41 than what I looked at the age of 25, 22, 23. Now, how is that possible? It's probably lifestyle. It's probably choices. But we as women and even as men, we tend to get complacent. We tend to get comfortable. We tend to settle. And then when all that shit happens, shit starts expanding in the wrong motherfucking directions. We keep the same eating habits, exercise habits, friendship, social interaction, activity habits. And then things start to change. And then magically when you find yourself middle-aged and alone and you're trying to get a motherfucking hot date, you can't do shit because you have let yourself go. So if you know that men get better with age and women, we quote unquote get worse with age, I would say that we should have a greater motivation as women to maintain our shit, which means our body, mind, heart, and soul, because you don't know when you're going to be out there having to pounce the fuck again because you are now newly single. And being newly single and you have a middle-aged body, it makes it very hard to feel sexy and appealing and to compete with a younger girl because men, fortunately, unfortunately, are highly visual. So unless you are comfortable in your own skin and you know how to make yourself shine like the diamond that you are going to get highly disappointed and motherfucking disgruntled. So I believe every problem deserves a solution, not sadness, depression, and disappointment. So even though we as women are the ones that are popping out the motherfucking babies, I think it's very important for us to watch what we eat, what we're doing, who we hang around, because you want to keep your shit tight and right as long as motherfucking possible, because relationships nowadays don't last the way they used to. So if you want to be fresh meat on the market, you want to be the best meat that you can possibly be. Now, you may not like the fact that I'm referring to you as a piece of motherfucking meat, but let's be honest. When you're no longer in your teens and you're no longer in your 20s and you're moving into your 30s and your 40s as a woman, you know exactly what the fuck you want. And if you don't know what the fuck you want, I can't help you on that shit. But what I will tell you is this. We don't have time to play motherfucking games. At a certain point, at a certain age, it's like, what the fuck do you want? Lay your cards on the table. Does your cards match my cards? Because if our cards match, let's play a motherfucking game. If the cards don't match, you move on to the next motherfucking table and see if those cards match. You got to know what the fuck you want. You got to know what the fuck you bring to the table. And you got to lay that shit like, bam, what you want to do. Let's do this shit. If you don't want to do it, move on to the next. You see, when you're young, you have time to play games. You're confused. The universe is showing you who the fuck you are. You're coming and going. Hopefully, you're probably coming a lot because you're attractive, but whatever. It doesn't make any difference. The fact is, the older you get, you got to know what the fuck you want so you can find that shit and pounce on it. You don't want to be confused and lost middle age out here motherfucking dating. No, you have to have laser precision. Hone in on shit before it has a chance to come on the market. That is what you need to do, because age is not on our side. And if you happen to be fortunate enough to be able to mask your age, which means you're hot as hell, good. But if you're not hot, you need to get your shit right. You need to get it right. Get a trainer, get in the gym, change your whole nutrition plan, give yourself a complete overhaul. You don't have to lose just because you're older. Let me tell you some real shit. You got a young, hot girl, and you got a mature, smart, hot woman. Now, some of you may agree with me, some of you may disagree with me, but I will tell you this. A hot, older woman can run circles, motherfucking circles, blind and goddamn all the way in the motherfucking grave around a younger girl. Now, the younger girl has the appeal of being coy and clueless. But if a man wants coy and clueless, you as a mature woman shouldn't be fucking with his motherfucking ass, because clearly he is not of your motherfucking caliber. So that cuts down on a sizable amount of the population. So then you're able to hone in on other people who are more conducive to a woman of your liking. So it's just something for you to think about. But men peak at the age of 50. That means they have a long runway. Our shit is short. So if you know as a woman that you have up until the age of 18 to land wherever the fuck you need to land, you got to be strategic in how you live your life, what the fuck you do, and how you take care of yourself. The article says older women have a harder time in the dating market, and their desirability, what I said, continues to drop off from 18 to the time they're motherfucking 65. That sounds like a life that's not motherfucking worth living. That's depressive. That means you have to get all the great motherfucking sex that you need by the age of 18. And as you get older, your shit starts dwindling. Hell no. You cannot listen to stupid shit like this. Now, if you're not taking care of yourself and you don't have a high value, high self-esteem, high self-worth, then this may be true. But if you think you're the best thing since motherfucking sliced bread, and yes, maybe your body's not perfect. Maybe you have some stretch marks. Maybe things are hanging a little further south than you would like. You have to find a way to pop that shit up and make it look motherfucking hot. And then you have to find the people who that appeals to. You should not be shopping in a motherfucking market that is not going to give you what you look for. You have to shop at a store that is conducive to you as a woman or as a man. They said a men's desirability was essentially a flat distribution over the course of their life, which means a man pretty much stays motherfucking hot. And if they take care of themselves really well, they're just lucky and fortunate. And men age difference. But let's call a spade a spade. You and I both know a lot of men let themselves go. So what is actually going for them is their education and their motherfucking wallet. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Because if they were a boring ass motherfucker when they were younger, they're going to be an ultra extra boring motherfucker as they're older. The only difference is their motherfucking wallet, the zeros in that fucking bank account, their goddamn zip code, and their education. And why does that matter? Because women are looking for security, right? They're looking for someone who can provide stability and provide a foundation for the future. So that is what that's what they have going for them. They have that. And maybe it's back from the caveman days. I don't know. But one thing I like to tell people is, look, whether you know it or not, you're in a game. So if you know you're in a game and it's not your choice, you're automatically in this game. You need to play that shit to motherfucking win. Yes, you got to play it to win. You can't be living life on a motherfucking hope, wing, and a goddamn prayer. If you know as a woman that your desirability starts to fucking fall off the goddamn cliff at the age of 18, I wouldn't be fucking around. I wouldn't be putting all those motherfucking miles on my body. I would be highly selective on who the fuck I go out with and who I let touch me. I would be very selective because I want to be like one of those classic automobiles that is beautiful, that no one's hardly touched, and that shit has maintained its value and basically increased in value over time. But as women, we seem to let ourselves get run down, worked the fuck over, look like we've been ran the fuck over, and then we're clueless as to what the fuck happened to our life and why we can't pull a motherfucker. So we got to have a long vision. Even men, you got to have a long vision. You can't let yourself go too motherfucking much, because then, depending on your career and your personality and your education, you still maybe have a few more things on your side. But as people don't think that when you're young, you're going to get older. And I have some news for you. Everyone gets motherfucking older. You start getting gray hairs, pop the fuck up in places they're not supposed to be. It's just how it happens. It's what happens with nature. Okay? That's how it is. So if you know what's up and you know that you're a woman and things are not on your side, you need to look at your family genetics, and then you need to start concocting a motherfucking life plan for yourself. Just in case you happen to be single again at an age that you never anticipate on being single again, you need to make sure your shit is right. And if it's not right, you need to take the time to get that shit right before you place yourself available, because you don't want to stack yourself for failure. You want to stack yourself for success. You want to be as beautiful and appealing as you can at the age you are and at the place you are on your journey in life. Don't set yourself up to be boo-hooing on the corner meant to be single. No. You have to stack yourself to win. Now, they say that when you're doing online dating, I talked about this in my last episode, where people send these longer ass messages to people who are more desirable than them. So let's get back to desirability. They said a man's desirability peaks at 50, a woman's peaks at 18. A woman's desirability starts fucking falling off the goddamn cliff after the age of 18, but men's desirability goes up and pretty much stays flat. How do you define what's desirable? Like, this is some real goddamn talk. You can have someone with a beautiful motherfucking cock. You can have someone with nice tatas. And if you don't know what the motherfucking tata is, those are titties, boobies, breasts. You can have someone with a nice ass. You can have all that shit. But as soon as they open their motherfucking mouth, or you step up to them and catch that motherfucking BO, that's called body odor, all that shit changes. So we like to make desirability seem like it's a one-dimensional type of thing. Desirability is very complex. It's highly dynamic. So if you're going around saying, I'm only attracted to this type of person, I would say you're stupid. Better known as Stu. That's stupid plus stupid wrapped in motherfucking dumb. Let me tell you why. When I look at the course of the people that I have dated over my life, I can't say that there's been a lot of similarities, because the chemistry that you have with each person you encounter is completely different. So you may find this person desirable for one set of reasons, and you can find another person who looks completely different desirable for another set of reasons, because it depends on who you are, where you are in your life, and what is appealing and resonating with you. So when they sit here and say you have to have these qualities to be quote unquote the most desirable and have the most people coming after you, that's some bullshit. You want to know how you become the most desirable? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you some real shit. Let me tell you a secret. You do some deep self-reflection analysis. That's the first thing you do. You look at what you have to offer and what you do not have to offer. You look at that list. You look at the do not have to offer list and see if you can try to twist that shit into some extra shit that you have to offer. You know, you're playing with perception. And once you have your list of what is on offer from you, you rank that shit as far as marketability. Yes, you rank that shit. You have a nice ass and you want to put that as number one, let it be a nice ass. If you have beautiful hair, use that. You have great teeth, great smile, rank all your wonderful qualities. Because when you see everything that you have to bring to the table, the longer the list, the more desirable you are. You see, people try to make us think that if you don't look a certain way, that you're not desirable. And I'm telling you, that's not true. The issue is you are trying to market yourself to appeal like mass production type of shit, like, factory type of things, replication, the same thing, but you are authentic, you are real, you are different. So there's no way that you can market yourself as something that you're not. That is what's fucking with your desirability. Because if you came with your authentic, genuine self and say, okay, this is what the fuck I am, check this shit out, and you do a motherfucking 360 turn and you put that shit out there saying, this is what I am, what do you want? What do you want to do? Who got the balls to motherfucking approach me? Now what? That changes your game. You are no longer playing in a motherfucking league with everybody else. You have made your own motherfucking league, and now you're turning heads and you're stealing son of a bitches from other places. Yes, stop trying to market yourself like someone else. Even though you may find that person beautiful and very appealing, and you say, wow, this person's attractive, you don't have to make yourself look like someone else to be appealing. That is their desirability. They are highlighting their assets. So what you need to learn is how to highlight your assets. And our assets are going to be completely different. They're supposed to be different. So that is why you have to find comfort in your truth and all that you are and what you bring. Because when you have that, you become magnetic, charismatic. You have no motherfucking competition. There is no competition. There is no competition with me. If a motherfucker, like I said in my last episode 39, is trying to choose between me and someone else, motherfucker, bye, bitch, bye. What did I say? I said, bye, bitch, bye. That is what the fuck I said, because that's what the hell you heard. You can't compare me to another. And if you have to stop and think, do I want Tara? Do I want difficult and demanding? Motherfucker, bye. Because when it comes to me, there's no motherfucking thoughts. There's no motherfucking second guessing. You either know or you don't goddamn know. And if you don't know, you will never motherfucking know. So when you approach me, you got to know what the fuck you want. Because I may pounce on your ass, pounce, latch, and keep your motherfucking ass. So if you don't want to be latched by me, don't motherfucking approach me. Because unlike other people, I know exactly what I want. I hone in like a motherfucking laser, like an assassin, and I shoot between the motherfucking third eye, and I land it. Do you understand? I land it. And if I can't land it, I'm trying to change it, I may bounce. But I'm trying to become a more patient and persistent person. So if there's something I really, really want to fucking want, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Did I mention I'm coming for you? So you need to look at what you have to offer. And that makes you the most desirable person you can be. There's no article, there's nothing that can exist to lessen your desirability. Do you understand? We cannot compete because we are not even close to being the same. So you get to go through life as your own solar system because you know what? You are the motherfucking shit. You are the shit. So am I. And we can be the shit together. And if a person happens to be, looking at you and looking at me, they just have to decide which solar system is best for them. But that doesn't take away my motherfucking planets and what I got going on in my solar system, because my shit still motherfucking rocks. You can rock and I can rock. So don't let someone think that you need to dye your hair a certain color. You need to make your ass a certain way. If you want to do that shit, do it because you want to do it. Don't do it because you're trying to look like someone else who you think is very gorgeous and pretty. You have your own version of being gorgeous and pretty. And you need to embrace that shit, own it, and stand in it. And if a person can't appreciate what the fuck you got to bring to the table, you know what you do? You pivot, you go someplace else. There's no hostility. There's no rejection. There's no nothing. You move the fuck on. Because if there's one, there's another motherfucking one. There's always another one. Do you understand? We should not be sitting around fucking crying on some stupid shit. Do you know how many people exist in this world? And the percentage of people that you can vibe with and find something to do with? Don't cry over a motherfucker. Let them go. You can't keep anything or anyone that doesn't want to be motherfucking kept. Do you hear what I said? You want someone. They don't want you the same. Do you have enough self-esteem, self-worth, value, courage, strength to say, you know what? I want you. You don't want me back. I wish you well. I send love. Best of luck. Great wishes. Have a great life. And then you turn around, look over your shoulder. Oh, I like what I see over there, and move the fuck on. That's how you need to be. Don't sit around fucking boohooing on a motherfucker. If they don't want to be there, they don't want to be here with you, you let them go. You say, fly, birdie, fly. Set that motherfucking birdie loose, kick their asses out of your nest, and find someone who wants to be in your motherfucking nest. Do you understand? Find someone who wants to be in your nest. And don't feel that you have to write these long ass motherfucking bitch ass messages to get someone to like you. If a person can't see your motherfucking value, they're not worth your time. If you are a person of quality of the highest substance, and that person cannot identify that because they're looking for some superficial bullshit, what you need to do, you need to find someone that is of your caliber and save your life force and energy and move it to something else that's worthwhile. They say women's prospects dim not only as they age, but as they achieve the highest level of education. Now, how is that? How is it that an educated woman is not appealing? You and I both know nobody wants no dumb motherfucker. So how is it that an educated woman is not appealing at all. How is that? You're trying to say an educated woman is dry? A smart woman can't be sexy? What are you people trying to convey? And who are these motherfuckers that they got this information from? A smart woman is sexy as motherfucking hell. Now, if she doesn't know how to use it, that's a different story. That is some simple ass training. But when did intelligence become a turnoff? And when did stupidity become a motherfucking turn on? Huh? If you people want to fuck motherfucking drones, fuck a drone. But that is not the point of a human interaction and connection. How are you connecting if you can't have a motherfucking conversation with someone? And if you don't like the fact that a woman has an education, that means you're a weak bitch ass motherfucker and you need to go get educated so you can get your self-esteem right. There's nothing wrong with an intelligent woman, just like there's nothing wrong with an intelligent man. Why do you like an intelligent man? Because he can have a conversation with you. So why do you want a woman that you can't have a conversation with? Huh? Would you want her to walk around with your dick in her mouth? I mean, what sense does that motherfucker make? Yes, what I said was audacious and crazy, and that is my point. How are you going to say that an intelligent woman, a woman with a higher education, is not appealing at all? That tells me that you're weak. You're weak and you have low self-esteem. Because if you're threatened by some letters, some acronyms after a woman's name, that means you're not worth her. You are not worthy of her if that threatens you. They said men did not find success on online dating sites when messaging more desirable women. So now they're talking about how aspirational messaging, how men probably like to go for much younger than what they should, or I don't know. I think a lot of people want better than what they think they can get. So whether they're not getting success online or they're not getting success face to face, the fact is you run the risk of rejection. You cannot conduct a scientific study on the whims, the passions, the desire, the chemistry of human beings. How are you going to make that objective when that is so objective? You can have two beautiful people with the right level of education, the right background, and their relationship is like fucking beep. Shit is dead. There's no chemistry. There's no life. There's nothing. It is a dud. But you checked all the motherfucking boxes, right? All the boxes are checked, but the chemistry is dead. So don't listen to what these people are saying by saying higher education women are not attractive. Okay, so what? She makes more money than you. She can rock your motherfucking world in the kitchen and the goddamn bedroom at the same goddamn time. Why does that matter? You see, when you listen to stuff like this, you are restricting yourself. You're restricting your possibilities. You're restricting your options. You don't know what else is out there. And if you don't try it, how do you know if you like it or not? Yeah, think about that. You're turned off by someone having a higher education. You find her beautiful, but once you read that she's smarter than your bitch ass, you decide not to talk to her because you have an insecurity, right? You have an insecurity, so you decide not to talk to her. But she could be the best thing for you. There's some things that she could teach you, and there's some things that you could teach her, but you don't know unless you step outside of these fucking molds and these so-called fucking barriers to see. It's like with age gap, age differences. People like to judge age gaps between a man and a woman, or man and a man, or woman and woman. I mean, whatever you like what the fuck you like. How do you know what their chemistry is? They could probably have a better chemistry than your motherfucking relationship. You don't know. Why and how people connect. It's how people connect. And each connection is different because they're touching a different aspect of your being, of your soul. So don't restrict yourself in all the types of bliss and happiness that you can encounter by trying to check some fucking boxes. Life is not about checking boxes. It's about being dynamic and fluid and happy. And what makes you happy on Monday may not make you motherfucking happy on Sunday. So you have to be smart enough and adaptable enough to realize that. Don't shortchange yourself based on some bullshit. Try it. You may like it. If you don't like it, at least you know. But just because you didn't like it the first time, you may like it the second time with someone else. Don't restrict yourself. If it feels right, it's probably better than anything you can ever get by checking goddamn boxes. Do you understand? Do you understand? Now, they say that most people do not message people online, do not message less desirable people than they are. See, how the fuck do you know if someone's less desirable than you? It's all relative. It's some bullshit. It's some stories, some notions that you have concocted in your head that's based on who knows what. You don't know where the fuck it got it from, but it sounds good. It looks good, so it must be right. No, let me tell you another nugget of success, another key to your happiness. Go off of how your instinct, your emotions, how it makes you feel. Now, I'm not talking about that crazy ass fucking bipolar shit that you people like to do. No, I'm talking about that first initial response. When you see a person, how they make you feel. If they make you feel good, you might want to inquire. If they make you feel turned off, you might run the motherfucking way. That is how you gauge what could be right or wrong for you. Your instincts know better than your brain. Your brain will have you fucked up, alone, miserable, and single because you're too busy checking motherfucking boxes. There's something within you that has better wisdom than you can ever imagine, and that is your instincts. It knows what you need at that particular moment in time. And it will also tell you when it's time to drop a motherfucker and get someone else. But you got to listen. You got to be in tune. All these profiles are nice, but at the end of the day, it helps you cover some basics. Make sure the person's not a motherfucking serial killer or something like that. But once you move beyond that and your safety and security is pretty much okay, go off of your hunches, your instincts, how they make you feel, your intuition, because that will be the best guide. Your brain will have you fucked up and alone and fucking settling in life because you've checked all the fucking boxes, but you have no chemistry, you have no passion, you're living like a fucking vampire, a drone, a zombie, and you don't want to do that. They say most people seem to know their position on the hierarchy because they mostly contact people who rank the same. Let me tell you some shit. I don't rank myself. You know why? Because I'm at the top, the bottom. I'm all in the motherfucking between. There's no ranking me. I exist like the fucking sun. Can you rank the fucking sun? No, you cannot rank the sun because the sun can give life and it can also bring goddamn death. Yes, I think very highly of myself and I suggest all of you do the same. Stop ranking yourself. If you see something that appeals to you, that interests you, approach it. You never know what the fuck may happen. It could be the worst thing, it could be the best thing, or it could be nothing. But you don't know until you try. And when you have all these stories and these rules and these guidelines concocted in your fucking brain, you're not living. Life is not about a fucking guidebook or a rule book. It's about being fluid and dynamic and going with the flow. When you don't go with the flow, you miss out on omens, good signs, blessings, and opportunities because you're too caught up in your motherfucking mind. Stop being caught up in your mind. Start being caught up in your fucking instincts and your heart and what it tells you to do. Because then life becomes fun. It becomes adventurous. It becomes exciting. It becomes everything that your motherfucking life is missing right now. Because that's why most of you motherfuckers are bored. You're too busy up in your motherfucking head. Get out of your head. Get into your heart. Because that is where you will find your joy, your bliss, and happiness. Your brain is there to help you execute your heart's desires. Listen to what the fuck I said. Your brain solely exists to execute on what your heart's desire. So if you encounter someone or something that catches your attention, that draws you in, that's magnetic, and your brain is saying, no, 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 but your heart is saying, yes, 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 tell your brain to shut the fuck up, do what the fuck your heart says, and go get that shit. Do you understand? There are no rules. There are no rules to happiness. Follow your heart and then tell your brain what the fuck to do to get your heart's desire. It's as simple as that. That is the only compass you need. There's no ranking. There's no desirability meter. There's nothing. But you do have to realize that you are in a game and some rules are stacked against women and it's more in a man's favor. So you have to turn that shit to your advantage and keep your shit right and tight. Now, we all become a little chunky every now and then, but when it reaches a point where you are no longer happy and comfortable with yourself, you have the power to reverse that shit to the best of your ability. Go get your hair dyed, go get a motherfucking massage, go get a new wardrobe, go lose some weight, whatever you need to do to feel your best. Empower yourself to get that done. Don't make excuses. Don't cry about it. Problems need solutions, not tears. And if you want to feel fucking hot, then go do what you need to do to make yourself feel fucking hot and be the most desirable person you can be. And then people will be falling out of the sky onto your motherfucking lap. And then you can come back and thank Difficult and Demanding. I'll talk to you guys next week. Are you disappointed this has come to an end? Well, it doesn't have to. Reach out and let me know what you think about this episode and my podcast. You can try and slide into my DM, but I will kick your ass out. So I suggest you hop into my DM on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding or Twitter at Mrs. D&D, or leave a comment on one of my posts. Now give. My episode links to friends, family, associates, frenemies. Hell, give it to your enemies. Actually, I don't give a damn who you give it to. Just give the shit to people and bring laughter to others and show your love for this podcast. Do you have a yearning? Well, if you do, then what have you done about it? Did you give up before you actually got what you wanted? Watch my new sideshow episode. It is called How Badly Do You Want It? You can get it by searching for Difficult and Demanding on YouTube or watch on IGTV. So have you learned to give me what I've asked for? If so, then very, very good. Because I want you to visit and follow me on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding. Episode 41 is here on August 31st, 2018 from the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast.